review for our boy Lougiedelmare. 180 man turbo. What stakes is this? Let me just see what stakes. It is a $2 game. So let's see if we can find any leaks. Okay, fold, fold. Queens, alright. 3-bet, good. I don't like your sizing. I would make it a bit bigger. Just for a bit more value. You know, you're giving these guys too good odds to, you know, to see a flop. So I'd make it maybe 160 at least. Because this guy is getting, what, 3-1? He's not folding. This guy, after he calls, he's getting 4-1, so he's not folding either. So just make it a bit bigger there. Okay, so two options here. You can bet and turn your hand into a bluff and hope that they fold. And if they continue, you're just done. Or you can check behind and use it as a bluff catcher. Maybe call one bet and then see what they do. I'd probably prefer to use this hand as a bluff catcher. I think when this guy raises from early position and then calls a 3-bet, he should have some aces, but you know, same with this guy. He could also have some aces, but you know, maybe not the strongest aces. We'll just see what happens. So I'd prefer to just check there, but I don't necessarily think raising is, betting is bad. Well, after you get check raised, you never have the best hand here. I mean, you're hoping this guy's a flush draw? Yeah, well done. Nothing you could really do there. Played it well. Okay, fold, 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 fold. Big blind time. Defend. Okay, check, check. Okay, bet, value bet. Good. Yeah, I like the size. A little big, but that's fine. As long as you don't check, you don't make a mistake there. Okay, fold, fold, fold. Alright, stealing the button is okay. The hand's pretty bad, but I'm very fond of stealing the bubble. I mean the button. So that's pretty good. Bad luck that you got re-stealed. Okay, King 10 in the cutoff is fine. Fold that one too. Pretty bad luck. Okay, fold, 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 fold. Okay, fold. Fold that one. Ace Jack. All in. Okay, yeah. Well, we're basically all in. It doesn't matter. You can never ever give up. So yeah, just put it in. Well done. We'll take the free roll. That's fine. All in. That's fine. Yep. Good. Okay. Everyone behind you has less than 10 big blinds. So if you play this hand, you have to push all in. I actually think it's a good spot here to push all in. Yeah, I would push here. With only 4 people behind you, I think they're going to be tight enough for you to push this Queen Jack. Whoa, I don't know what you're doing here. Like I said, with everyone less than 10 big blinds, your only decision is do I shove or do I fold? So calling is just, I don't know what you're doing. You invite people to push over the top of you when you limp because it looks weak. Alright, so we're just kind of giving away one big blind for free. Okay, 9s. I'd probably just push all in here rather than min-raising because it gets very awkward with this hand if somebody flat calls you. Like if the big blind flat calls, 9s are fairly difficult to play post flop. So, and if someone reshoves on you, you have to call, but it's quite awkward. So I'd rather just push all in to prevent awkward post flop situations. Didn't want to shove? Then just fold, Luigi. Don't limp. Okay, so we get called out of the big blind. I think you have to c-bet here and turn your hand into a bluff because out of you two, you are the one that can represent the ace more than this guy because he just called out of the big blind. Now it does get a little awkward if he decides to check shove, because he could check shove here with heaps of draws, or even just maybe an 8, but he has to be a little scared that you have an ace, because you raised from under the gun. So I'd probably just bet and then look to bet fold. Yep, seems fine. Yeah, I don't like that strategy, Luigi, of limping. Just play ABC, man. Just shove. Because yeah, you get into too many awkward spots, and you don't need to balance. Like you don't need to play that fancy. Just stick to really basic strategy, and you'll make the most money. You don't need to make a fancy play in these stakes. You just end up putting yourself in incorrect situations where you might fold incorrectly post flop against someone, when they just check. You just open yourself up to make more mistakes by limping, even if you're limping stronger hands. Okay, we hit nothing, so we just give up. Alright. Fold that. Fold that. Okay, raise, fold that. Fold that. I would push here. I would push here. We're still far away from the money. You have 5 big blinds, so a Broadway combination with 5 big blinds is good enough for me. So I'd push it all in with Queen 10. Okay, well, Ace 10's better. It's good. Nice hand. Okay. Fold, fold, fives. Ooh, fold. Fold that. Fold that. Fold that. Fold that. Fold that. Okay, fold. What happens here? Fold. Ace king. Alright, there we go. Wait, what? What the fuck? We called there? What? Um. Yeah, I don't know why we're calling here. There's four people behind us. This guy's range is wide, but it's kind of equal to our range. Like he's maybe shoving a few worse hands, but not that much. And we're not even getting 2 to 1. So the amount of blinds in there, there's 1,300, and our stack is 1,750. So we're not even getting 2 to 1. This is just a mistake. Just fold and look to push first in. Yeah. Ace king, obviously we're going all in. Okay. Yeah, I don't like this either. Yes, he has a wide range, but King 8 offsuit I don't think is playing good enough to risk half of your stack. So look at how much of your stack you're risking, and if you lose, you're down to 3,000, and all of a sudden you don't have any fold equity. So I don't like risking half of your stack here with the King 8. Even if you're slightly ahead of his range, it's just not worth the risk. And like if you're in the big blind, it's an easy call, but in the small blind, no. I would fold here. You don't have fold equity with the blind folding. Yeah, you're right, Luigi. You don't have fold equity, but calling there with Jack 9 when someone else is already all in, it's not a good situation for you because you know that his range is already strong enough to put his whole tournament at risk with 6 big blinds. So you can estimate what his range is and then put that in a calculator, and Jack 9 off's just not going to be that great. You're much better just waiting 2 hands and then hitting the big blind and then just going all in with any 2 cards, in my opinion. You're right though, you will have no fold equity. Okay, all in, suited Broadway, standard. Suited ace, standard. Okay. King 8, fold. 5-4, fold, fold. tens, snap call, well done. Okay, fold that. Fold, 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 fold. I'm very tempted to call, but this is fishy. Like, this makes me think he has a monster when he min raises with 8,000 chips here. So I kind of like your fold, even though you're getting crazy pot odds, just because even if we hit our hand, I still think we could be crushed. So playing careful there seems okay. Whoa, okay. Oh, I was wrong. He had the king 10. The tens was stone bubble. Still a good call. Tens is way too strong to fold. Yeah, this king 10 though, I'm surprised to see him show up with that. If I had known that he was capable of doing this play with a weak hand like this, then I would have just flat called. But we didn't know, and I just put him on a trap like ace king, ace queen, aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens, those kind of hands. Okay. All right, we can fold that, fold that, fold that, fold that, fold, 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 fold. A6 would be insane to call in three-way flip. Yeah, but I'm not calling his entire stack, I'm only calling one big blind. All in, all in, all in, all in. No, mistake. So like when people limp, it's weak. Even though he's the chip leader, our hand is well ahead of his range, and we have fold equity because you can shove 11,000 here, and he's not going to want to risk that much of his stack. So even if he does call, we're going to be ahead sometimes. He might limp call you with like a6 or king queen. So yeah, this is just a push pre-flop. You really want this 4,000 chips. Now what do you do? Like, you're giving him this pot for free, which is too weak. Okay, all in. Ah, wow. All right, well, we're in the money now, so I think that this guy's only got 5 big blinds. He should be shoving maybe 40, 50% of hands. So this would be, I'd be thinking about reshoving here with a king 10 suited. I think it's close. Don't know if he's trapping. Luigi, I would just assume that if people limp in a $2 sit and go, they're bad. Don't assume that it's a trap unless you have a read. If they do happen to trap you, just make a note. But your first thought when people limp is they're bad. Yeah, so I think this king 10 is probably a fold, but I would like to look at this a bit more if I was going to do a thorough review. Definitely a fold, guys. Look. We dodged the jacks. Definitely, it's always a fold. Yeah, I agree with Lizzleman. They should be shoving, but not everyone's shoving correctly. So if that guy here with 9,000, if he's a tight player, then it's always a snap fold. Because tight players won't shove 40% here. He'll only shove maybe 20, 25%, and then it's an easy fold. So it also depends on what kind of player he is. Good point there, Lizzleman. It really depends on the player. Okay, ace queen, standard. Oh, he's 20,000. I thought that was 2,000. Okay, fold. Fold, fold. So this must be the final two tables. Whenever we have 5 big blinds, you should be looking to push if you're first in. So I really need an excuse to fold here, and I think Jack 8 is going to be good push. I mean, you're not going to get better than this, because next hand you're in the big blind, and you have 4 big blinds behind. You assume that someone else is going to be all in, and then after the big blinds pass you, you have no more fold equity. So this is really the last chance to push all in with some fold equity. So I would push here. My range in this spot with the Jack 8, maybe 50% approximately. It depends on the big blind mostly, because if the big blind's a loose player, I don't want to shove super wide because he's going to call me. But if he's a tight player, I'd maybe go even wider than 50%. 50% and go up to maybe 60. So I'll put in the chat what range 50 is for you guys. So yeah, I would push that. Okay, we'll take the free play with the 7-3 offsuit, thank you. Our plan here is any pair we're going broke. Or any draw. Um, the the backdoor gut shot's not really good enough draw, so we'll fold that. That's fine. Okay, all in. Blind versus blind with less than 10 big blinds, just go all in. Limping is a big mistake here. Even though the hand's bad, look at how much money's in the pot. There's 4,000 in the pot, which is more than half your stack. And you're pushing into the big blind who only has 11,000. So this 8,000 chips that you're pushing into him really hurts. So you need to just shove here with any two cards. Don't limp. Don't give him the chance to... Oh, whoa, he folded. Alright, I guess that means he's sitting out. It's fine. So because he folded, that means that he's sitting out in the hand history. So that's fine. But we would have shoved. Well, now we can assume that this guy's sitting out. So it actually makes this hand pretty interesting. If he was sitting out, I would have gone with this hand, I think. Because he, actually maybe not. He is raising 8,000, so it's a big raise. It doesn't look like a steal raise. I would have thought about pushing here if the small blind was sitting out. Depends what you think of this player. Okay, the Queen 9's fine. King Jack's fine. Ace 9. Pretty close. I think against two all-ins, it's fine to fold this. Yeah, we're just not... Oh wait, we're getting more than 2-1. This could be a call. You know what? Let's just run a equity calculation on this. Yeah, he's sitting out. It changes the dynamic of the table, and I can't really see in the chat. I mean, in the replayer. So let's give these guys a range and see how much equity we have. So the first guy's pushing 7 big blinds in early position. So his range, I doubt he folds an ace. He's in the cutoff, right? So he's probably pushing any pair. Wow, that was terrible mouse management. Any Broadway? What else could he shove? Lots of suited connectors, suited kings. Like this. Probably not 10-9 off. I mean, I would, but I don't think most players would. So let's just give him something like this. This, I think, is a conservative range for 7 big blinds on the cutoff. But we'll start with this, and we'll just see if we need to adjust it. Now, the guy calling, he has 5 big blinds, but he is calling. So he's going to have a tighter range than the pusher. Let's say ace 8 he calls with. Something like that. Maybe 5s, yeah. King Queen suited, King Queen off, probably. We'll give him King Jack as well, but that's debatable, that one. So against that range, we have around 29% equity, and we only need 28. And I'm not worrying about ICM here because we're not even on the final table yet. So there is no pay jump between going out now and going out, you know, say in one more position. The pay jumps start on the final table. So this is just chip EV. So this calculation is going to be correct for chip EV. And given those ranges, it's a call. Yeah. So maybe if you think they're both type players, you could fold. But I would probably call in this situation. Oh, well done. Good. Okay, this looks like the final table. Yeah, final table now. So we're the chip leader, which is great. You want to put some pressure on the smaller stacks, but we haven't really got a hand yet. Okay, raise that. Jacks, good. Okay, I just value bet. 5,000 maybe? Don't check. The Queen 6, it's very unlikely to hit him. So we need to just value bet to get, maybe he has like 9s or 8s, Ace 6. There are a ton of hands that will call you here that you can get value from. Flush draws. So no reason to do this weak play. Call, yeah, okay, well. It turns out that you got maximum value out of his Jack 8, but I think on average it's better just to bet there rather than try and induce a crazy bluff. His bluff is terrible. Like, what is he doing? Most players won't make that stupid play. Okay. I would normally just fold, but I think because you have such a big chip lead and the guy that folded has 8,000, so everyone's wanting him to bust out, I would raise this. Well done. Normally those weak aces would be just a fold in early position, but this is a perfect situation to take advantage of your chip lead. Raise this as well. Well done. Good abuse of your chip lead. Okay, well, 3 all-ins. Okay. No. We just have to, because we have such a big chip lead, always put pressure on the medium stacks. So these 3 guys with 30,000, they are under a lot of pressure to move up the pay ladder. So this is the spot to, well, you can do a few things. You can just limp and look to limp steal cheaply. So what you do is you limp and then you bet any flop, or you can raise pre-flop if you think he's, a very tight player. Your plan is to just fold if he reshoves pre-flop, obviously, or you can just shove. All 3 of those are way better than folding. So this is the worst option. If you did anything else, I would have been okay with it. Okay, the steal is fine. I mean, the shove is fine. Again, you can just raise here as a steal and then fold if they go all in, but it does depend a little bit on the players. Go as a maniac. Limp. You can limp, Luigi. If you think he's going to raise you, just shove. I think it's plus EV to shove, even if he's a maniac. Just because of the chip lead that you have. I mean, it's interesting that you folded against the maniac, blind versus blind, but now you have 7-4, and you decide to push all in. So, I mean, I like this play, but it's kind of disjointed. If you think he's going to call you with like 40%, 30% of hands, then don't push this either. Yeah, so. Okay, all in 3s is fine. Queen 10. Raise, good. Yep. Okay, well done. Okay, fold that. All in, or raise, or limp. Do something. Put pressure on him, because he's in 3rd position, and there's 2 guys smaller than him. I would even just shove if he's a maniac. It's just the chip positions are very favorable for you to steal from him. Yeah, and what players are saying is also correct. Don't give too much credit to small sample sizes if you have statistics up. That's fine to shove, but you could trap raise here, like min raise, get a bit more value out of ace king, but obviously shoving is plus EV. Stealing there's fine. Fold that. Okay. Fold that. Getting close, guys. Only a few more hands left. I would think about messing around here sometimes. If this guy's a regular, he could be stealing. So you could think about 3-betting as a bluff, but the standard play is just to fold. Just giving you guys a few more options to think about there. You don't have to fold in that position, but obviously folding the Queen 10 is fine. It's king. Okay, limp, raise, do something, man. Do something. Alright, we finally limp. Okay, and he jams. Well, maybe limp against this guy's not the best strategy because he's going to abuse, but you could certainly just shove and that would be plus EV. Because look, this guy's got 15,000, so just shove. 7-8, it's still a decent hand. It's in top 60%, so it's not total trash. Raise this. Guess shove is fine. raise. Okay, fold. They're all regs. That's good information. Similar to the Queen 10. You could mess around here and 3-bet, but yeah, you don't have to. Good. I like it, man. I like it. Very good. That's a brilliant play. That's brilliant. You're using your chip advantage over the second place stack, and you can put so much pressure on this guy. Like, if he has ace 10, he has to follow? Like, what's he going to do? Is he going to 4-bet all in with ace 10? Is he going to call out of position here with ace 10? I doubt it. So, you can put so much pressure on him. And even with, like, an ace queen, he's not really going to want to 4-bet you, is he? I mean, he might, but there's a lot of ICM with this short stack here with only 4 big blinds. So, even if he has ace queen, he might only flat call, and then you can just c-bet and take it down. So this is really, really good play. I love it. Queen 9 steal, that's fine. Again, you're using your chip lead. I like it. Playing pretty good. Yeah, just be ready to call a small blind. That's right. Yeah, you're committed against the small blind, but we're not too worried about that. Suited connector is fine. Alright. He's, donk min betting. So this to me is usually a weak pair or a weak draw. So we have to continue with our 6. My plan is to call him down, but I might turn my pair into a bluff depending on, what he does on future streets. Raising, it's a valid line, but the problem with doing this is if he has a draw, he might just decide to re-jam it here, and you end up raise folding with the best hand. That's the only reason that I prefer calling, is because if on the off chance he looks at like the ace high flush draw and just decides, fuck it, I'm getting it all in, you end up folding really good equity. But if you don't think he's going to do that, then this play is probably better, because if he doesn't have a strong hand, he's just giving up. And if he does have a queen, you'll find out, because he'll just flat call here. So it's okay, but you're kind of just turning your hand into a bluff there. And for me, it's a bit too strong to turn it into a bluff. Okay. If this guy's tight, you just shove any 2 cards. But we might be able to fold 4-3 offsuit if he's a normal kind of player, so that's fine. A little loose, but if he's tight, I love it. If he's tight, it's a good steal. I mean, the short stack, if the short stack's tight. Morning, Ama Pro. How you going, man? 9-3 is much better than 4-3, so I would push this. I also really don't like folding 2 small blinds in a row, because often if you fold 1 small blind, they're going to give you more credit when you shove the next hand. So I would just push all in here with the 9 rather than the 4 high. Especially because we know this guy's pretty tight. Okay, good. You're in such a good spot here. Yeah, I mean, this is okay. I would prefer just a min raise. Just on the off chance that Tic Tac 110 has a monster, you can min raise and then fold. But sure, I mean, shoving is plus EV. Okay, call. Pot odds call. Well done. Heads up, just shove any 2 cards here. Shove. Don't limp. He's got less than 10 big blinds, so just shove or fold. I mean, okay, if you're playing, super high stakes, you can argue that this is a play that you can make, but we're just playing micros. Just stick to a very ABC push fold game, and you'll make crazy amounts of money. All right, top pair, yeah. All right, thanks mate for the free win there. Well done, Luigi. Pretty good. You still need to work on a few things. Like don't get caught up in making fancy plays. Just stick to a push fold game. Don't limp, and make sure you stay aggressive in the small blind. That's the biggest leak at the moment. So I don't have too much time left, but I'm gonna play another sit and go. I'm gonna stick to a one table though. I'll play a turbo 6 max.